I, Dr. Rita Pratap, Associate Professor, Department of Drawing and Painting, University of Rajasthan, Jaipur. I am going to speak on the Kishangarh School of Painting. In the middle of 18th century, in the tiny state of Kishangarh, there developed a regional style of painting of romantic loveliness, that is Kishangarh style of painting, which stands unique and unrivaled in Rajasthani painting. In Rajasthani painting, Kishangarh style occupies a unique and significant place. Dr. Fayaz Ali and Eric Dickinson are said to be the pioneers who got this school highlighted. Kishangarh lies almost in the center of Rajasthan and has both Jodhpur and Jaipur as its neighbors. It was founded by Kishan Singh Rathore of Jodhpur, a younger brother of Raja Sur Singh of Jodhpur and Raja Uday Singh's eighth son in 1609 AD. Kishan Singh, who ruled from 1609 to 1615, was a worshipper of Krishna as a dancer, a creed closely associated with Bhakti cult. He was also accorded the status of commander who led 1,000 infantry men and 500 cavalry, Ded Hajari Mansabdar, by the Emperor Jahangir. He started to build the town and fort of Kishangarh, which lie near the Gundalao lake, which features so often in later paintings of Kishangarh. In the center of the lake is a white pavilion, Phool Mahal, accessible only by boat. Filled with rainwater and overgrown with lotuses, it attracts ducks, egrets and herons. After Kishan Singh, Sahas Mal, who ruled from 1615 to 1618, Jagmal and Hari Singh took over the rule of Kishangarh. It was due to their close link with the Mughal court and Jodhpur state that the rulers were well versed with court culture. Mughal scholar influence affected this court. The deep Hindu Vaishnav devotionalism seems to have survived and created an art more lyrical than that of any other Rajasthani school. Raja Roop Singh, fifth in lineage, ruled from 1648 to 1658 AD, was a devout of Vallabh sect like his forefathers. By then, the artists were already preparing paintings of various modes of Radha Krishna. He later on made Roopnagar its capital. In the reign of Raja Man Singh, who ruled from 1658 to 1706, Vaishnav sect continued and paintings related to Bhakti cult were prepared. Raja Man Singh is said to be a distinguished poet and a patron of art too. The Kapat Bhandar of Kishangarh has paintings belonging to this period. Mool Raj, grandfather of Nihal Chand Surdhwaj, had come from Delhi to serve as Raja Man Singh's Diwan. He was a man of culture and patronized artists and scholars. The painting style continued its growth at the time of his son Raj Singh, who ruled from 1706 to 1748 AD. The seventh chief who fought for Bahadur Shah, who rewarded him by granting him 2 districts. He too had the same religious temperament and an artistic bent of mind. He compiled 33 texts which were of great inspiration to the artists of that age. Raj Singh's attire attracted painters from Delhi as early as 1719. Bhavani Das was one such prominent painter who worked with his son Dalchand and a relative Kalyan Das. Nihal Chand's father Bhikchand was the son of Musawwin Dargamal. His great-grandfather Surdhwaj Mulraj came from Delhi during the reign of Man Singh, who ruled from 1658 to 1706. Thus, it may be assumed that Nihal Chand belonged to a family of painters, conversant with the time-consuming technicalities prevalent in the imperial workshop of the Mughals. The earliest known Kishangarh paintings date to later 17th century. As Karl Khandalawala notes, a remarkable portrait of Raja Sahasmal, probably painted about 1725 AD by Bhavani Das, an artist who was trained in the early 18th century Mughal style, indicates a highly competent Mughalizing work was being produced in the state during the rule of Raj Singh, if not before. The poet Nagri Das, whose royal name was Raja Samant Singh, who ruled from 1748 to 1757, was eighth in descent. He was born in 1699 and installed on the throne of Kishangarh in 1748. He abdicated in favor of his son Sardar Singh in 1757 and retired to Brindavan, there to live the life of a Vaishnav devotee until his death in 1764. Raja Samant Singh was much influenced by his father's dedication to art. They, Sardar Singh and Raja Samant Singh, were both followers of Vallabhacharya Pushti Marg, or the way of grace. This denomination of Vaishnavism combined a sound metaphysical basis with an emotional expression of ritual worship to Krishna in a deified form. 4 paintings in the private collection of the Kishangarh's royal family bear testimony to Raja Samant Singh's keen interest in painting. In his early life, at the age of 20s, he had cultivated a great taste for poetry. It was during 1723 and 1731 AD that he contributed in expanding the volume of poetry dedicated to Krishna Bhakti after compiling Rasik Ratnavali, Bihari Chandrika and Manorath Manjari under the pseudonym Nagri. Like his forefathers, he had been initiated in the Vallabh sect. Apart from the dominant religious note, a few of his poetic creations deal with the special features of the seasons and which are connected closely to the temple rituals. The poems were specially meant to be sung during particular temple ceremonies. Samant Singh was not only a good poet but a great scholar too. He was well versed in Hindi, Sanskrit and Persian. Maharaja Samant Singh, alias Nagri Das, was overcome by a sudden obsession for the love god Krishna. He preferred Pushti Marg, or the way of pleasure, approach towards the divine cowherd which he had been taught by the sage Vallabh in the 15th century AD. In his youth, he hunted and soldiered like any other Rajput noble, giving active support to the cause of the Emperor Farrukhsiyar 1713 to 1719 and gaining favor at the court. When he was 35 years of age, he fell in love with a talented, beautiful young singer of his stepmother's employ, who, because his mistress in the name of Bunny Thani, that is, well turned out. The credit of taking Kishangarh school to climax goes to Raja Sawant Singh, in whose atelier the royal courtier cum chief artist was Mordhwaj Nihal Chand. Nihal Chand illustrated the brush poetry of Nagri Das from 1735 to 1738, where his fame rested on the invention of highly stylized facial type for the portrayal of Radha. Nihal Chand artists painted her as she looked. So also the chief model for the pictures were Maharaja Sawant Singh and his beloved Bunny Thani. A stylized portrait of Bunny Thani, the consort of Maharaja Sawant Singh, immortalized by painter Nihal Chand, is one of the finest portraits in Indian art painted in 1757. Krishna Leela, the favorite sport of Maharaja Sawant Singh, is also created by the painter Nihal Chand. In a highly original composition, Krishna dallying with Radha and the gopis in an exquisite landscape, showing each gopi claiming Krishna for herself. This painting belongs to late 18th century. Nihal Chand's painting depicted enormous adventures of Krishna and Radha set in the vast white pavilion, dense forest, distant hills and lakesides. Sawant Singh died in 1764 and Bunny Thani a year later. Nihal Chand, according to the evidence available, worked till 1780. Sardar Singh, who ruled from 1757 to 1766, was the son of Sawant Singh. He revived painting activity at Roopnagar after division of the state in 1756. Nihal Chand was reinstated after a brief phase of political chaos, and his sons Sita Ram and Suraj Mal also worked in the royal workshop of Sardar Singh. Biraj Singh, who ruled from 1781 to 1788, got Krishna Radha theme painted. Ancestors of Nanak Ram, Joshi Swami and Ramnath were working as artists. The paintings belonging to regional heirs of Raja Kalyan Singh, who ruled from 1798 to 1838, represent the final phase of the Kishangarh idiom. Musawwir Ladli Das worked for him. An illustrated copy of Geet Govind was one of the last major commission to be taken up by the painters Savai Ram and Surdhwaj Nanak Ram. Alongside the depiction of the Krishna Leela theme was an equally expressive treatment of the epic Ramayana. During the period of Mokham Singh, who ruled from 1838 to 1840, Prithvi Singh, who ruled from 1880 to 1901, Kishangarh style started losing its distinctive character. The deterioration was visible in the paintings of his time. In Madan Singh period, that is from 1901 to 1926, the art of painting was not encouraging. Amarchand, a local painter, worked with him. Few paintings of Kishangarh school are to be examined. Leisure Journey in Boat and Meeting at Woodland Grove, dated to 1760 AD and in the collection of National Museum, Delhi. This was painted by artist Nihal Chand. Nihal Chand's fondness is depicted in painting romantic episodes of Radha Krishna. The artist has succeeded in portraying the grandeur of nature in this painting. The top panel of painting shows the setting of the sun with the spread of red and golden yellow glow in the sky. Just below is thick forest with mast tree. Then is a row of temples, palaces, cenotaphs in pink and white color. Further is a huge lake with ducks and lotus flowers. In the center of the lake is sleek, long, red boat in which are seated Radha and Krishna with female musicians in front and two maids at the back. The foreground too has a lush green trees whose dense foliage is patterned by halos of diffuse light and the rows of plantains acting as foil to the serried brown tree trunks. In between are visible two marble pavilions. Krishna and Radha are standing under a tree facing each other. Krishna is holding a flower garland high in his hand as if offering it to Radha. Another painting is Radha offering garland to Krishna, dated to 1735 to 1750, painted by artist Nihal Chand and in the collection of National Museum, New Delhi. In a scarlet color long boat is seated Radha with her maids. Three maids facing her are playing music and the other four are seated at the back rowing the boat. Three maids are at her back, among which two of them are holding Morchal and Sayaban. Samant Singh, in the form of Krishna, rides his white horse into the lake and accepts the garland which is offered by Radha. In the foreground, two palaces are shown on both sides where ladies have come out to see the episode and hear the music. Groves of trees, cluster of plantain trees are designed beautifully in the corner space. The top foreground, that is the shore of the lake, has temples, palaces made in white marble and red sandstone. In between the latticed architecture are groves of trees. Stairs are made from the shore of the lake to reach the buildings. The lake has a lotus flower which are shining in dim light. Here the artist composed the painting in a setting called Royal Grandiose. In another painting, Radha is offering flowers to Yogi Krishna. This is dated to 1750 and is in the collection of National Museum, New Delhi. Yogi Krishna and Radha are standing under two full-bloomed trees. At the back are two maids holding trays of flowers. The frolicking monkeys are prancing from one branch to another. Parrots and other birds are chirping and fluttering. Deers, rabbits, dancing peacock, cranes, etc. are all depicted in different playful moods. The background has huge lake. People are trying to cross the lake in two white long boats. The shore of the lake has white palaces, forts, temples, etc. Atop the green hill is also depicted a temple. The foreground ends in a pond where swans, ducks and full-bloom lotuses are depicted. Another painting of Kishangarh School is Radha offering betel leaves to Krishna in a pleasure garden. This belongs to 1800 AD and is in the collection of National Museum, New Delhi. Radha and Krishna are found seated on a square erected terrace inside a groove with marble latticed wall all around. 5 maids are standing, 2 on one side and 3 on the other. As a token of love, Radha is offering betel leaf to Krishna. On one side is a temple with deity of goddess. Above it is a mosque whose minarets and dome are visible from the dense forest. The mass of rocks and the vast Gundalav lake on the other end is painted the palace and the distant city with hillocks at the back. The variety of green color carries the eye movement from foreground to background, thereby achieving a symmetrical balance. Another painting of the Kishangarh school is The Golden Deer Chased by Rama, is dated to 1775 and is in the collection of National Museum, New Delhi. In the vast Greenland, Rama is shown with bow and arrow, chasing the golden deer, which is running at a great speed. The bottom foreground has a revolt full of lotus flowers. Above it is a hut where Sita is seated. In front of her is Ravan standing with a kamandal. The background has green belt of hills with big boulders of stone lying in rows. The top panel has glowing sunset. In another painting of Kishangarh style is Krishna offering a garland to Radha. It is dated to 1765 and it is in the collection of National Museum, New Delhi. This painting is painted by artist Sitaram. In the painting, Krishna in female attire offers garland to Radha, who is seated on a high chair. Two maids stand behind her holding morsels while another stands in front of Radha. The foreground has a pond with pair of ducks and cranes. Plantain trees are on both sides of the pond. The background has dense forest with circular groups of leaves. Minarets of mosques appear on both sides of the grove trees, with palaces in between whose four corners are adorned with cenotapes. The swirling dark clouds are shown on the top panel. Here the style of Sitaram artist showed the quality of line and delicacy of color. An example from incidents from the Bhagavad Puran can be seen in a painting, Krishna lifting Mount Govardhan, painted by Nihal Chand. When Krishna was in Braj, he saw cowherds making preparations to celebrate the festival of Indra, the Aryan god of rain. When Krishna asked his foster father Nanda about the significance of Indra and his worship, Nanda replied. In another plate, Muni Sukhdevji preaching to the Raja Parikshit, urging him to renounce his throne. This belongs to Kishangarh school, dated to 1757 and in the collection of Victoria and Albert Museum, London. The scene takes place in a landscape of lake and hills whose treatment owes a great deal to the Mughal influence of the Aurangzeb period. In the foreground, the Raja, accompanied by a large following, has left his throne to the monk. The monk, his head surrounded by a halo, is entirely naked except for a garland of flowers, probably a gift of homage from the Raja, around his neck. To the right of the Raja, a musician is playing the veena, and there is a huntsman holding his bow and arrow. He has just taken from his quiver. Characteristics of Kishangarh school of painting. Kishangarh style has its unique characteristics through which it is recognized as identical. Delightful color scheme, attractive dynamic lines, beautiful compositions, a blend of poetry with art. An unending flow of Krishna's devotion. The figures are imbued with rhythm and charm. Lines with a kind of richness, color with the effect of magic. Scenes are befitting, poised. Subject matter of Kishangarh painting. Kishangarh school has a great variety of subjects: hunting scenes, court scenes, portraits, festivals, water sports, harem scenes, religious themes, and above all, the paintings of Radha Krishna, in which Geet Govind, Bhagavad Puran, Bihari Chandrika, Nayak Nayika paintings that is love making of Radha Krishna, etc. Liner beauty. Kishangarh paintings depict thin, soft lines with rhythmic and graceful lines. The female figures are depicted fair with elongated face with a receding forehead, arched eyebrows, lotus-like heavy-lidded eyes adorned with kajal, pointed nose, chin and a long neck, thin sensitive lips, semi-developed but firm breasts, body decked with ornaments. She wears lehenga, kanchuki, embroidered with gold thread and a curl of hair decorating the face. She holds half-blossomed bud of lotus in hand, which adds charm and beauty to the figure of Radha, who was Bunny Thani. Male figures. The male figures are tall with attractive physique, symmetrically developed forehead, thin lips, wide attractive eyes, stretched towards the ears, pointed chin, long neck, strong arms, round and tender figures, transparent gowns draped down to feet and the whole body covered with ornaments. Elevated turbans with strings of pearls in white on blue are characteristics of male figure. Nature and surroundings. The paintings depict natural surroundings as found in Kishangarh and Roopnagar, endowed with mountains, gardens, lakes, variety of birds and fishes, swan, duck, jalmugabi, cranes, bagula, red-colored long boats, large buildings with domes, lattices, white parapets covered with foliage, fountains and ponds in front with flowering lotus in it. The love play of Radha and Krishna are depicted in full moonlight, morning and evening, thus the blazing sky, rich with sunset colors, usually forms the backdrop. The architecture is often an idealized version of the Dwarka of Krishna's days. The colors used are rose, cream, deep red, white, green, blue with touch of gold and silver. To conclude, we can say that Kishangarh's style developed at two places, one at Roopnagar and other at Kishangarh. For quite some time Nagaridas lived at Roopnagar, but later on his son Sardar Singh made Roopnagar its capital. The artist too came with him.